Welcome to Coxygen. Today, the date is 13 January 2024, and I'm with Mdutuzi and Saviour. Saviour is going to be explaining how to write the test code. Yeah, so Saviour, you can start.
Hey, wait, nigga. Wait so much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Today we'll be looking at. Sorry about that. We'll be looking at how to write test codes, which is needed for testing, because whenever you write a website is being developed, and along the line it happens to develop some bugs. This test code helps you to locate, these bugs faster, and in the process helps you to rectify those bugs as fast as possible. So I'll be teaching on how to write test codes. I don't know, Ms. Rido, I've sent you 2 test codes I've written so far. I want to know if you can share your screen.
Yes. Mdutuzi was sharing. Mdutuzi, can you please open the link I sent on the chat?
Okay, I'm opening right now.
Okay.
Link is
Oh, El Matador. He's not being a misunderstood, rich, incredibly handsome saucer son. I know how you feel. John J. Johnson Jr. told me never trust me to do anything. But he's not here. But I still believe in myself, no matter what anyone says. You always go on dressed like that. The 80s are back.
Alright.
Got that school.
Okay, this is
Congratulations on making the
a
cover of
test
Full
code,
Detail
a
magazine.
typical example of a test code. I will just explain some of the things you see here.
This is like a big chance.
When you look closely, you see that we are going to be importing some functions from the Jimba library. That's the Jimba.js. Now remember, what we are doing is Jimba testing. We are going to be using the Jimba library to write the test codes. And we are importing 2 functions from the Jimba library, the opt and j function. If you look just below this, like this particular page, you will see import opt j from Jimba.js. I don't know if you can see it. Is yes, exactly. Good. So these are the 2 functions we'll be using to write the test codes, and we have the opt r, opt fails only. Opt r means for run all, and you can see it's equal to 0. Now the beauty of using the opt and j function, or the beauty of using Jimba library for testing, is that it helps you to easily switch on and switch off. It has switches that you can easily switch on and off. unlike the console.log, yes, console.log, it's the benefit of writing test codes using Jimba library, that's the j.log, to console.log, is that when you use console.log, um, for instance, if you have a code base, and and for each of the lines in those code base, because in testing you test each line of code, and you write the console.log, console.log, console.log. It's and when you now discover an error some at I mean at some points of the in the code, it makes it difficult for you to locate and to rectify. But with this Jimba library, it tells you the particular line. Yes, the particular line where you have the error. It- The inspect function, you can easily locate where these errors are and then rectify it. And it makes correcting your test code. You don't have to go to each line. Let's say you have 1,000 lines code base. You don't need to go to each of the lines console.log. You go to line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, you don't need console.log in this line of code. You yes, you start going to each of those lines. It's going to be very stressful. Okay, but with Jimba library, you can, and these switches, you can just come here and switch it off, and it becomes effective throughout the entire code. So you don't have to go through the stress of going to each line, and to start them. Maybe you don't need this console.log function in this line. You start deleting it. It's very stressful. Yes, it's going to be very stressful. But with these switches, you see the opt underscore R, which is for run all. There are cases where you need it to be off. That is equal to 0. When you see it's equal to 0, it means it is off. It is turned off. So there are cases where you wouldn't want to run all the functions in the code base during testing. Yes, it helps you. Jimba testing allows you to select what functions you want to test. you, you can have a code base with like over 50 functions, but you don't want to test all. You just want to select some functions. You can just switch off run all. So it wouldn't run all the functions, and you are inspecting and you are seeing a lot of results. You don't need that. Okay. So it allows you to switch on, switch off, select what you want to run at any time. Any function you want to test, you can select it. You see the next one says opt underscore fails only. That is, it allows you to run only functions that are failed. It displays only functions that failed. When you you can see that it is 0. It means when you run the inspect, out of the results you'll be getting both failed and both pass, because you've turned off failed only. If it were to be on, it means that 0 changes to 1. You understand? It changes to 1. It means when you run the inspect, when you run your test code, what you will see in the result are functions that failed. But when it is turned off, you both see the one that failed and the one that passed. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Hello, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I was hearing you.
Okay, were you following?
Yeah.
Okay, but you got what I was trying to explain, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, just go up, like go back to the not yes, exactly.
Okay.
So go down a little. So we have the opt T to run all tests.
I don't know if it's on my side. I can't hear you now.
Oh, uh, how about now? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, a bit far.
Can you hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next is opt O, opt OB. You can see the different things it does. It runs all tests. It runs JLog object tracing for show objects to run functions only, and the opt T NO, that is the number of iterations on GR values, which is an object of arbitrary generators. This is just talking about the number of times you want it to run a test, a particular or any line of code that is being tested. The number of times you want it to run the test, to be sure that it is actually is properly tested. All right, to show that it's properly tested, you don't just test it once. You run a series of tests on the same line of code to be sure that it's very okay. So when you run the inspect, you may see a
No,
lot
your
of.
voice is too far.
Sorry, you said what?
Your voice is too far.
It's too fast,
Far.
far. Okay,
Mm.
is it near now?
Now I can hear you properly.
Okay, can you hear me now properly?
Mm.
Okay, sorry about that. I was just trying to explain the opt TNO, that's transaction number. That's telling you the number of times you want to run the test. You can easily set it from here. You don't just run the test once. To properly test, you need to run it several times. You understand? So it runs so for each line of code you are testing, it you can program the number of times you want it tested. So that's what the opt CNO does. The number of iterations, number of times you want to run the test. Then opt minimum, opt maximum, and opt functions. So these are the different methods we have, or let's say switches we have in Jimba testing. So you can scroll down. Let us see. All right, let's start from const home. So this is just a function. Yes, a constant variable. And when you look inside it, we have some functions that were defined. The const optimize, const script, and the rest. So let's start from j.s. Now j.s means, okay, let's leave that. I'll explain that maybe towards the end, so you can understand it better. Now let us go to the syntax, how to write a test code. When you look at const optimize equals false, we want to test it, want to write a test code for that line of code. So in Jimba testing, you test each line of code. If it is 500 lines, you test each of them. 700 lines, you test each of them. So make sure that your code is properly tested. Now j.test, j. j. Sorry, yeah. This is now let me explain how you write the test code. To write the test code, you use j.test open bracket. Now the home is, you can see that all these other functions, they belong to a main function, which is home. The reason why, if you look at most of these test codes, you will see that we are starting them with home, j.test home, so that whenever we are running the test and we are running the inspect, we can easily know where to locate. If, for instance, this line of code that has the const optimize equal false is has an error. If we want to locate it, it will tell us where it is, the family of function it belongs to. You understand? It will, so this home is just for easy location. Now the next thing you write is optimize. That optimize is the name of the function. Remember, you are adding the double column. So the first thing you have in the j.test syntax, if it is just a function that no, most functions already, they do find themselves in a larger function, So you just need to get the larger function they belong to and add it first, which is the home with the two underscore. Then optimize. Remember the two underscore again. Then you open brackets. Now what you see in this bracket, the underscore plus optimize plus, this gets the actual value of this optimize. Whatever it is that has been assigned to optimize, it gets it displayed. I don't know if you're getting me. It gets it displayed. Optimize, it, it gets what is being assigned to const function optimize. Then it said equals false. Then you close the double column, the double column, followed by a comma, and then the name of the function. You can see that this is optimize, const optimize. So you write it there. This, you don't need any double column for that. And the importance of this is it helps us or j.test function to know what function it is to test. If you write all these things and you omit this last part, which is optimize, the name of the function, it will not, it may not test, it may not get the function tested. So after writing this syntax, the overall function it belongs to the optimize. You can also just write optimize equal to false. You understand, just as it is here. You may not really need to add this, the one in the bracket. The only reason why we are adding this is so that we will know what is has actually been assigned to that function. If, for instance, it is a function that needs to be assigned um, an object that is numerical, a numerical object, we want to see when we are testing. We want to know if it is actually a numerical object. That is when you add this, the bracket plus optimized. Yes, and the rest is how you, if you want it to be displayed, this is how you do it. It is going to display what has actually been assigned. But if you don't want to do that, you can just write home, close the double column, then write optimize equal to false as a sentence, close the double column, so that when you are running the test, it will show us the line of code where it is. You understand? To show us where it is and to show us what exactly is in that line of code. So from the inspect function, you can locate where the code that has this bug, the line where it is, the line of this particular code. You can locate it, and then you can also, from the inspect, you can see what has been the write up in the line of code. Okay, the line of code itself, you can see what is written there, because all these things you're writing will be displayed. And then the optimize, which tells it the actual function is to test. Now we have the question mark after you close bracket. This is called querying, to query the test code itself if it is properly written. You understand? If it's properly written, you need, so any test code you're writing, you need to add this question mark. Then dot bool. Now this bool means boolean, because the const optimize deals with true or false. So that's boolean. You need the boolean argument for it. If it is a function that deals with numerical values, that deals with numerical values, that deals with strings, that deals with numbers that are greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. There are different arguments we have in Jimba testing that covers for all these things. Even some functions that accept objects. For instance, in smart contracts, we have things like public key hash, that is both a combination of numbers and letters, something like that. Even in functions that you may not really be sure of what is being assigned, you have ways where through which you cover for all that. So after writing dot after the question mark, you add dot bool because we are dealing with true or false. Then the bracket and then your column. So this is the syntax you follow. If you check other ones, for instance, the second one, conscript equal to props.script as string. This one already tells you that the object here is a string, has to be a string. So you see j.test, you have the home again, the script equal to prop.script just as it is written. Although I added the brackets with the plus, script plus, just to be more, to make the test code more descriptive and more in depth. But you can just write script equal to props.script as string, into a double column, then your comma, and then script, indicating the name of the function you are testing, which because here is const script, and then question mark for querying, then dot string because the object you are dealing with here is string. So if you have all these things properly written, when you run the test, it helps the chamber testing to know if when testing if truly a string has been passed to the constant function script to conscript. If truly a string has been passed, if a string has been passed, you're gonna see it will indicate as pass. But if there is an error, something else has been passed, it's going to be indicated as fail. And to now locate the line of code, these things you write in the home, the script, these things will help it to get the line of code where it is. Even when you run your test, you will see the line. You can easily locate the line of code. And by clicking on the link, it has a link that will lead you to this line of code. So all these other descriptions we add is just basically for easy location because you may have a large code base with a lot of lines of code. To begin, it may be very difficult to begin to search for, to skim through the code to look for, where is this bug coming from? But with chamber testing, a click takes you straight to the line of code with the bug, and then you look for ways to mitigate that bug. So when you go through this, you see the same pattern, the same format. See down and you scroll, you see. So this is how you write test codes, and yeah. So I don't know if you have any question.
I have no question.
Stay here. Do you need the restroom? It's down the stairs. First left, second right, immediate right, and straight ahead. Next up, the straight ahead wall. And it's so much well, folks, let's go to the end. One more. The final part of our exciting tool. seatbelts because the final stop on our tour is the spring alarm.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, is it done?
Yeah. You say that on.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I was disconnected. I was disconnected. So you said that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, then Let's try to log in again on Monster FTP. Maybe it's gonna allow you to.
Also, on Angry Start the Land, robots about to dig when suddenly having members a new robot friend. And now for the final part of our tour. Ta-da!
Still doesn't want.
Still.
Yeah.
I don't
Give me a.
know. It's saying authentication failed. Have you ever logged in using the Monster FTP?
Yes. It's the first FTP you showed me.
Oh, so why? Okay, let's try it later then. If it's not working now. I don't know what's the problem.
It's
Like FTP authentication failed. And is your username correct?
yeah, even my password. It's all correct.
Okay, try to click on use SSL and keep
Then
you
connect.
logged. Incorrect log time. Let's try again in 5 minutes. Oh. Okay, let's just wait. Oh, you keep on trying.
I must keep on trying.
Yes, I mean after that 5 minutes, if you can try it on around 1 o'clock maybe.
Okay.
Maybe so. 'Cause I still remember it once did this.
Yeah. I logged in here and that's the first time I did my interface. I used Monster FTP.
Okay, maybe it's gonna allow you.
Okay.
Cause I thought you have never used it before. Cause last time you did it on those people who didn't use it before.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe it's gonna allow you later.
I'm gonna try later then.
Okay, cause the other one, it's saying your file is too big
Yeah.
and you can't upload using it. Okay, then you'll try it later.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have any questions for today?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, then.
But wait, can you please send me the dates that I attended so that I can put it on my wheel so I can fix
Okay.
my mistake. Okay.
I'll send the attendance register for October and November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye then.
Bye.
I feel the precious captain.